Oh, what's up, guys? Today we're doing the updated all-star tower defense tier list after the new Chainsaw Man update. So if you guys still need Chainsaw Man and want a free Denji, all you guys have to do is help me get this video to 3,000 likes, subscribe, and then like the video to enter. Also, if you subscribe, you'll be able to get to my new 300k co unit dropping soon, only for subscribers. All right, guys, so the devs have watched my videos and there has been a ton of new nerfs and buffs, so make sure you guys watch this whole video, otherwise you might be confused. Got a ton of new stuff to rank, so let's get into it. But first up, a couple of mistakes I made. So I accidentally put the wrong Broly in C tier. This Broly is the 7-star Broly, and personally I think he's high A tier, low S tier. Also, there's this guy Cumber. He's actually a leaderboard unit, not a banner unit. I was wrong, and he is low-key cracked, so he's easily a mid to high A tier unit, maybe venturing into the low S tier possibly. Also, guys, there's this one unit right here who got a massive, wait, where'd he go? He got a massive buff. Basically, he's completely glitched and is now the new best buff unit, so go watch this video for more information. So he now easily moves on into the S tier, especially if you need to beat the Denji raid. All right, so let's quickly go through these new units. All right, so the new Organs reskin, trash. The new Black Sun is his name, at least in the game. He's actually just a Tengen reskin. I believe the damage is the exact same, so he's going right with Tengen in the B tier. All right, next up we have the Grinch. This guy is insanely busted. If you guys want to know more about him, watch my video. It has over 35,000 views, and this guy is totally insane. Next up, we have Natsu. They did him so dirty. He does almost no damage. All right, next up, we have Krampus. He also is pretty OP, except mainly for his looks. He looks kind of crazy. All right, then we have Rukia. Now, Rukia is actually underrated. She's actually going to be, if they ever give her an element, she's going to be good for raids and stuff. But as she stands right now, she's C tier. She's actually not that bad, but because of how the elements work, if a unit doesn't have an element, it's basically worthless in World 2. So until she gets an element, she's trash. All right, next up we have Denji. Now the problem with Denji as well is if you take a look here, guys, he currently does not have an element. So basically that means he does about leave half damage to 1/3 damage in World 2 stories like the Denji raid. However, he is, I believe, the best bleed unit, or very, very close to Diavolo for bleed. So I'm honestly going to give him low S tier right now. He's definitely really good. And actually, we managed to get to over wave 109 with Denji only and support units. So I could totally see him being a leaderboard unit. All right, next up we have White Album. White Album does have an element, which puts it firmly in the C tier. All right, honestly, these two units right here, I didn't talk a lot about Sir Edgar before, but he's actually a pretty cracked unit, and White Album is not terrible as well, so maybe you guys want to give these a shot. Whenever they fix the water orbs, though, Edgar is going to be really good. Next up, we have East Shenron. Now, he is only an infinite mode unit. He sucks for raid mode, so for that, and he's not even that great, so I'm going to give him a B tier. He does do a lot of damage, but I don't think anybody's going to use him above other units. All right, then we have Judar. Again, Judar is about the same way. They decent, but there's no way in the world they're going to be meta units unless they get a big buff. All right, next up we have Pain Cookie, does almost no damage. Elf Mina, almost no damage. Yours actually a pretty interesting unit. She's actually pretty decent for raids, but I'm gonna give her like maybe B tier for how good she is in the raid mode. So take a look at her definitely. And then we have Kaguri. She's actually a Hisoka reskin, which is pretty trash. So now let's go through the rest of the tier list. All right, so first up, guys, we have a few units I want to talk about. So Metal Cooler and Rayleigh, they are the best units for raid mode. All right, so if you guys want to do raids, bring these two boys right here, but make sure this guy is in your first leader slot for him to work properly. All right, then we have a Jeff CEO, the best money unit in the game. All right, he's even better than this guy right here because you don't have to sell him, and this person, oh my gosh. However, if you are using this guy, I recommend using both at the same time. All right, next up we have Brooke. All right, very, very good unit. All right, then we have a couple things I have to adjust here. So we have the 6-star Katakuri got a massive nerf. Unfortunately, that massive nerf is going to drop him into the B tier for me, and that means Blackbeard as a result is now raid meta again. So I definitely recommend Blackbeard for raids. However, The thing is, you really want to be bringing a 7-star Katakuri instead if you're doing infinite mode, all right? And then Ichigo is good for Winterfell raid for Denji, as well as some other raids, as well as any infinite mode that has air units. Julius is very good time stopper. Sukuna does insane DPS, especially for his price. Highly recommended one person on your team bring Sukuna. Gojo is the best time stopper easily. Diavolo, very, very good time stop. Sasuke, I mean, Sasuke is worse than Yami in normal infinite. However, Sasuke hits airs, Yami does not. Pharaoh, honestly, guys, is the GOAT. Max out your damage farm in one task easily, and meta for infinite mode as well. Zamasu halves the enemy's HP, which is busted. Gohan is a good DPS, but he actually got nerfed, so slightly, I believe. Ichigo is decent as well. Rimuru is decent too. And then we have Chainsaw Man, very good DPS. Kurama, I don't think anybody's going to use Kurama because it requires you to bring Sasuke and Naruto. Octo is a very, very good money unit, easily A tier. Broly got a slight nerf, so I'm bumping him down to A tier versus like maybe low S tier. Naruto isn't that great. Vegeta, again, I think after Broly's nerf, Vegeta might be the go-to. Admiral, some people like choosing for infinite. This guy, Giorno, again, he's slightly worse than Julius, so your call which one you want to use. They're barely different. Let's see here. We got this guy's really good for King of Heroes or Gilgamesh 6-star. Very good for damage farming, as well as okay for infinite. Dio is slightly worse than Diavolo. So basically, you never want to use Dio in infinite. Always bring Diavolo if you can. Escanor got nerfed a while back. This guy has a cool ability where he basically resets all cooldowns, but unfortunately, it's kind of mid. I don't think that's meta right now. Ace is very good for raids. Cumber has really nice DPS. This guy is also very good for raids, especially the Hell raid. All right, these two guys are actually cracked. All right, this person, you can basically use her as a budget Rimuru, and Hudron the Mystic does insane damage, and she does good damage as well. So they're definitely really good units I recommend taking, especially considering she's a free 7-star from beating the last map of World 3 on Extreme, and Hudron the Mystic isn't hard to get either. All right, here we go. We got this guy right here is a decent money unit. I can see him being used in some cool strategies, but for infinite mode, leaderboards not recommended. All right, the rest, this B tier, this guy's good for AFKing. Frieza's really, really good for new players. So if you're a new player, get him first. Pain is cracked for the Hell raid if you want to get this 6-star, or if you want to get Diavolo. Jotaro's good time stop. Decent units over here, guys. This guy is really easy to get from the Stardust gift, so I definitely recommend getting him instead of Tengen. And he also might be tradable soon, so I definitely recommend getting him because he's going to be basically a free unit, and he's honestly really, really good for smacking every story mode. A lot of people use Mikasa for leaderboards. I mean, not leaderboards, I mean raid modes. Shinji's good as well for raid mode. Jiren is underrated, guys. They never nerfed him. Well, they nerfed him and then unnerfed. It was really weird. So they never like hardcore nerfed him. Goldie Roger is nerfed and is no longer the best bleed unit, but he does hit airs, which makes him interesting for some raid modes because Denji does not hit airs. Zoro is good as well, but the problem is Zoro is not the best bleed unit anymore. You might as well get the 6-star. Why is it? They really need above Zoro, guys. Zoro is like the most trash 7-star alive. All right, then we have Ryzen, decent units over here as well. Again, guys, we did have to bump Katakuri. Well, this is probably a 5-star Katakuri. I haven't quite tested him 100% yet, but he's kind of mid. All right, and then we have the rest of these guys here we already talked about. All right, C tier. Most of these units I would just pass on. Don't really worry about them too much. And then D tier and then F tier, just pass on all those units as well. So there you go, guys. There is the tier list. Let me know, guys, down below if you would change anything. And don't forget to drop a like on this video to enter the Denji giveaway.